The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
Coffee time.
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 And here is your Coffee Time crew.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone. And as always, welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. So, me and Carol, we flying solo this morning. So how you doing, Carol?
I'm good. How about yourself? And good morning, everyone.
Yeah, I'm good. Just, like I said, dealing with this heat out here in sunny Southern California. So
we have it here too, but it's cooler. I think right now I'm at 86, which is pretty good. And we're not supposed to get past 90 today. So I feel for you. You try to stay cool.
Well, we're supposed to get up in the mid-90s over here. So, but anyway, it is what it is. It's just what, you got to roll with it as it comes in. So, just hope folks that can handle it, they got good air where they at. If not, then I hope they can get out and get somewhere where they can get some heat or get some cool. I'm sorry. Go hang out at the mall or something like that. Go take in a movie or something, maybe do a little theater hopping, go to one of them multiplexes and go see this movie and let that one finish and go see the next movie and sit up in there and eat popcorn and
that sounds good. A matinee. Nice.
Okay. I don't know what they do out there. I know out here, Carol, they now got you can do the special, get the big bucket or the big bag, whatever they want to, whatever they're giving it up in, and a super, big old, like what would they call it? It used to be the
big gulp.
Yeah, the big gulp. Get that big gulp of pop, and then you can refill it if you buy that big package. So.
Oh wow.
So hey, like I said, you can spend all day up in the theater drinking soda and eating popcorn.
That sounds fun to me.
So, but anyway, so for tonight's interest groups, it's ladies' night. So we got Letha will be here with her makeup application and skincare at 5 p.m. Pacific. And then right behind her, we got Vanetta Del Castillo. She's doing the ladies support group. So y'all come on out and hang out with the ladies. Well, all the ladies come out and hang out together. But fellas, we had to come up with something just for the men, right? Ladies got their night. We need our night too. So
that is true. And we always have a good time. Both of the groups are just fantastic, the participation. So ladies continue to come out and just lift us up.
Hey, God. Well, continue to come out and, participate in what we're doing here at Blind United. And if you can find it in your heart, we welcome all the support you can give us,
Right.
Whether it's, the like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff to, maybe a little small monetary donation or maybe purchasing a T-shirt or something, it all really, really, really helps. So, I don't know. You know what? Something we're going to be doing really, really soon, Carol. Are you, do you know what Double Good popcorn is?
Double Good. Is that the toffee type popcorn?
Well, they got many, many, many different flavors.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing a Double Good popcorn fundraiser.
Okay.
Probably next week. It only lasts for 4 days.
Okay.
But we're going to put that out there and try to do a little extra fundraising for this Walk a Mile event we got coming up.
Yeah.
Help us try to cover the cost of putting on that event because that event is totally free, but it ain't free to us because we got to pay for everything that you're going to get while you're there. So anyway, whatever support we can get, we really, really, really do appreciate it. So Anyway, on that note, we're going to jump into this first article, which is, more advancements in AI. So, AI is a big thing, and there's a lot of different changes going on in AI, a lot of different AI products starting to come out. And now they got one to help you manage your budget and stuff like that. So, check this out.
Blind United crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first article. The digital world is buzzing, and this week's tech headlines are brewing up some serious innovation. From AI breakthroughs to billion-dollar infrastructure deals, the future is arriving faster than ever, and it's reshaping how we live, work, and connect. Let's start with Google, which is testing a new AI-powered finance tool designed to help users manage budgets, track spending, and even forecast future expenses. This tool uses natural language prompts, meaning users can ask questions like, "How much did I spend on groceries last month?" and get instant, personalized answers. For the blind and visually impaired community, this kind of intuitive interaction could make financial management more accessible than ever. Meanwhile, Microsoft is developing a virtual scientist, an AI system capable of analyzing massive datasets, forming hypotheses, and even designing experiments. This could revolutionize research in fields ranging from medicine to climate science. Imagine a future where blind researchers can collaborate with AI to explore complex data without needing to visually interpret charts or graphs. Meta is also making waves, securing a $29 billion deal to build one of the world's largest AI data centers. This facility will support advanced machine learning models and virtual reality platforms, potentially opening new doors for immersive education and remote collaboration. For those in the blind and visually impaired community, this could mean more accessible virtual environments and inclusive digital experiences. And then there's Claude Sonnet 4, the latest AI model from Anthropic, which now supports up to 1 million tokens of context. In simpler terms, it can analyze entire code bases, documents, or conversations without losing track of details. This kind of deep contextual understanding could be a game changer for accessibility tools, allowing screen readers and voice assistants to offer more accurate and helpful responses. As these technologies evolve, the question isn't just what they can do, it's how we can shape them to serve everyone. Accessibility must be part of the blueprint, not an afterthought. Whether it's AI that understands your voice, virtual spaces that welcome all users, or tools that simplify everyday tasks, the future of tech should be inclusive by design. So, Blind United crew, what innovations are you most excited about? How do you see AI shaping your daily life or work? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, I'm a big AI fan. I mean, I'm appreciative for all of the various AI stuff that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? All the great things it do. I mean, myself personally, I mean, it does help me daily. I mean, I use AI on a daily basis. It helps my workflow. It helps me get a lot more stuff done, and you know, in a I don't know how you say this. I mean, again, it just saves me time. I mean, tasks that used to take me an hour, hour and a half, I might be able to get them done in like 30 minutes now.
So it's more efficient for you.
Yeah, it's a lot more efficient. I mean, there's a lot more things it's being able to do. I mean, if they getting one, Google's doing this one here, it's going to help you with, as far as managing your finances and stuff like that. Well, then that tells me that there's one right down the road that I could use, which would be a bookkeeping type of an AI that, I can use for the organization, and stuff like that. And that's always going to help because why? That means I ain't got to pay for a bookkeeper,
That part.
I mean, I'm sorry. When you're dealing with a nonprofit and limited funds, you know what I'm saying? You try to cut corners wherever you can. But again, at the same note, in order to maintain our nonprofit status, we can't be wrong. We got to account for every penny. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep all that stuff straight. So I mean that's going to help out a lot. I mean the one Microsoft is doing as far as research and stuff like that, on the scientific level. I mean, analyzing a lot of data and like I said, all them graphs and stuff. I mean, again, it cuts out so many man hours to go over all that stuff and analyze all that data. Not only that, now you've actually made it, as the article pointed out, accessible to us, right? Because we don't have to read those graphs that we can't see, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we can put that information into an AI platform, and then now it can do all of the analyzation for us. It can tell us what those numbers are rather than us trying to figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it. I think the people that are going to benefit the most on out of all this AI stuff is our community. I mean, it just opens so many doors up for us. I mean, don't get me wrong. I see where it can help society as a whole. Again, with proper guidelines and regulations, we just don't want it to be running all willy nilly. But
True.
at
True.
the same time, it does help us out a lot. So, I mean, even now we're planning on this walk a mile thing, and I was talking with one of my co-founders, Cheryl, this morning, and we're talking about setting up our challenge stations and stuff like that. So, we want to set up something as well so we can show them how AI helps us, and
Mm-hmm.
all this other kind of stuff, just
Right.
so people can understand that it's a game changer for us. So, but anyway, I mean, I'm good with all of the AI advancements. I really am. So I'm looking forward to it.
I personally agree with you as well, Ed. I mean, nowadays in our community, you're right. We need stuff like this, and I use AI every day. It's just a part of my life. What I really like about what they have out there is it's not one size fits all. They have whatever it is that you're looking for. The issue is sometimes just the screen readers and the buttons that may not be labeled, but that's advocating for yourself and trying to make sure that you let these platforms know that you need to have access to this. But it's so much out there, that I utilize. My so graciously gifted Meta Ray Bans. You know, they help me not just inside my home but outside my home, to where living alone I don't have to find someone visual to help me, and if I need someone visual to help me, I can call a volunteer, through another application, Be My Eyes, that works through these smart glasses, and still continue to live my best life. So AI is some people might like it for this, some people might like it for that, but it's available to where even I know visual people that set aside, especially now that school has started, they use AI to help them navigate their evening after they didn't got off from work. They might have a little window to relax before they not spill whatever happened throughout their day on their children. So they'll set up a schedule with AI to make time for the kids to do their homework and set time for dinner, pick a recipe, figure out a book to read for a bedtime story after bath, and still be able to do whatever you need to, because we just live in a busy world now. Before, we didn't care if we didn't have a telephone, but now we can't live without one. And if we lose it, God forbid, our life is tragic. So, all of these things that are available for us now, we utilize, especially in our community. I know I do, and it's only gonna get better. That's the great thing about this AI platform. It's only gonna get better. Just imagine, what's to come.
Well, I mean, I agree to a certain level as well. I mean, I think about that now. I mean, as you were saying it, everybody got a phone. Back in the day, you didn't have these mobile phones and all that stuff. I
Right.
mean, popping up at somebody's house was a natural thing, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Now everybody got a phone. And, oh, man, don't be just popping up at my house. Call me before you come
Right.
over here,
You need to call me, right?
But at the same time, although, this stuff is helping us with time management or whatever, all this other kind of stuff, at the same time, it also makes us lazier because
mm-hmm.
we can depend on, some sort of a automated system like an AI to do this stuff for us.
True.
I mean, on the business side of it, I mean, it helps you save money. I mean, I'm looking at right now, I use Copilot a lot now, which comes with your Microsoft system.
Okay.
For those that, may not be aware, it comes with the Microsoft 365.
And that will be me because I don't have a computer yet. So
right.
So, but
get one and you get your 365 account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which will give you all your Word and PowerPoint, Excel, and
okay,
those are, all of those other things. It comes free with that, So, and then
they can keep Excel. I hate Excel.
right, but Copilot will help you do the Excel.
Oh wow! Okay.
It'll help you read the Excel. It'll help you analyze the results in the Excel spreadsheet. So,
gotcha. Okay.
All of that various kind of stuff, right?
Right.
I mean, on the business side, I mean, it's great because I just found out, and I'm getting ready to try to do that, is I can now connect my Copilot to my Outlook as well as my documents to where now Copilot will have access to that stuff. That means it can email stuff for me. I don't need to do it. Or when I'm creating something, I can just tell it which file to go in and, in my documents and get that file and use it to do yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes it, streamlines that workflow. And, I mean, again, for especially us here on this organization, it's a big thing to have that,
right.
That help. I mean, it helps cut back on expenses. Now, that doesn't mean that once, we get blessed with some grants and stuff like that, and we got good money, right?
Right.
I'm going to hire a person to do that, right? But just to have that to carry me through. And then I also now, once I hire somebody to do it, guess what? Now I can use it to verify that they got the numbers right.
That is true.
Before I go to pay my taxes or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, all this stuff is really, really helpful, is really, really needed. Again, I'm never going to back away from the fact that we got to have some guidelines and regulations to it because, again, it was science fiction back when they put the movies and stuff out.
iRobot, AI,
all that stuff. I mean, Skynet, all that stuff was AI.
It was.
But
I agree with you on a certain extent as far as the AI making us lazy. I think it makes visual people lazy. For blind people or visually impaired people, I think it helps us time manage our whatever it is we're doing better.
Well, this is true, but at the same time, I don't want to give the launch codes to AI for nuclear weapons and all that kind of stuff. But again, that's exactly what happens within Skynet, and when you give them too much authority, too much permission, just like a lot of people, I'm sitting there talking about hooking it up to my Outlook and stuff like that. There's a lot of people out there that will not do that because they don't want it to have access to that information, right?
Right.
So I mean, again, on a business tip, I'm good with it. On a personal tip, maybe not so much. I don't know.
Well, maybe I'm one of the crazy ones. Even if I had important information, there's certain places I wouldn't put it. I rely on my brain for certain things. That's the most important computer I can ever have. And so those things I keep in my head. Now, it may go with me and somebody may need to know that, and I'll give that information to only a select few. But some things I'm just not going to put everywhere,
Well, I mean,
me personally, I keep it in my head. And maybe I'm crazy to do that, because they say you got to have some type of documentation. What if you all of a sudden get dementia or Alzheimer's?
Well, I mean, it's easy to, and I don't know that it's possible. I'm pretty sure it's possible, but just like with this, okay, I give it access to my Outlook. I give it access to my documents. It may, be some sort of a security measure to where when I tell it to go access this, it'll verify that I'm giving permission to do that.
Okay.
That way it can't do it unauthorized.
Mm-hmm.
A little safeguard, stuff like that. So anyway, we at the end of this segment, so I'm going to play a couple of these, do a couple of these promos, and then we'll get into our second article.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Hey, Coffee Time crew, we got something new. Support the mission and look fresh too. Fresh rock that blue with the logo in white. Blind United shirts, yeah, they feeling right. Just 20 to hand and you're part of the cause. Helping blind folks level up, no pause cars. From Jaws with Andy to Hard Ace Tips. Support group love and crochet kits. Movie nights rolling, the vibes are lit. Every shirt you buy helps all of it. So cop that tee, be proud to wear. You're lifting up lives with every pair. Email us now, don't let it slide. Info@blindunited or join the pride.
All right. Well, Paul popped in and he said, good morning to all. So good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Paul.
All right. So this next one is more health related, big thing going on lately, about doing too much sugar and processed sugar, I guess, and stuff like that. So anyway, we're going to check this one out and talk about it on the other side.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your next cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second article. Health and wellness are always brewing in the background of our daily lives, and this week's headlines are steeped in fresh insights. From sugar awareness to immune-boosting habits, the conversation around nutrition is shifting towards simplicity, affordability, and long-term impact. Let's start things up with sugar. Recent studies continue to highlight the risks of excessive sugar intake, not just for weight gain, but for heart health, cognitive function, and even mood regulation. For many in the blind and visually impaired community, navigating food labels and restaurant menus can be a challenge. That's why awareness and education are key. Choosing whole foods, asking for ingredient details, and using accessible apps can help make informed choices. On the flip side, there's growing excitement around natural ways to support immunity. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, and omega-3 fatty acids are topping the list of affordable, accessible options. These ingredients aren't just trendy. They're backed by science and easy to incorporate into daily meals. Whether it's a warm cup of ginger tea or a sprinkle of turmeric in your rice, small steps can brew big benefits. Plant-based diets are also gaining traction, not just for ethical or environmental reasons, but for their potential to reduce inflammation and improve energy levels. For blind and visually impaired individuals, cooking plant-based meals can be made easier with tactile kitchen tools, audio recipe guides, and community support. Sharing tips and recipes within the Blind United crew could be a great way to build healthy habits together. And let's not forget hydration. Water remains the unsung hero of wellness. Staying hydrated helps with digestion, focus, and even joint health. If you're using a talking water bottle or setting reminders on your phone, you're already ahead of the curve. Ultimately, wellness isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about finding what works for your body, your lifestyle, and your goals. Whether you're cutting back on sugar, adding more greens, or simply drinking more water, every choice counts. So, Blind United crew, what's brewing in your wellness routine? Have you tried any new health tips or recipes lately? Share your thoughts and let's keep the conversation flowing. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
I'm laughing because I'm probably the most unhealthy eating person that people know. Just for those that may not know, I don't eat no fruit, no fish, and no vegetables. I'm a meat potatoes kind of guy. I'm a junk food junkie. I own it. But that doesn't mean, like I don't do a whole lot of excessive sugar, stuff like that. I cut back. I quit drinking soda. I mean, not totally, but where I used to drink, water coffee in the morning and then switch over to Pepsi. Now I drink coffee in the morning and switch over to water. And, maybe a couple times a week I'll have a can of soda, but again, I just went from drinking basically 2 liters a day to,
Ooh.
1 can every, 3 days, whatever the case may be. Like I say, a couple times a week, But something else I use, I mean, I'm into, natural stuff. I like what they were saying about, all the ginger and all these other natural things. I mean, you can't go wrong with natural.
Mm-hmm.
But I use something that's called Golden Seal Liquid, which actually is a small bottle. It's got one of them little squeeze top kind of things where it sucks the fluid up in the little thing. You pull it out and squeeze it and put a couple drops in here, a couple drops in that, whatever. Man, drop or two in that in your coffee or whatever. It's all 100% natural, and its main purpose is to help you build a strong immune system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've literally seen this stuff. My wife got sick a while back before I lost her anyway. When we first found out she, was sick, I mean, she was down. I mean, over a week, she just couldn't get out of bed. I mean, I literally had to help her to the bathroom and stuff like that. And I knew about this Golden Seal stuff, and I went and got some, and and she read the entire label and all that kind of stuff. Now, just, so everybody understand, if you decide you want to try this stuff out, do not let this stuff touch your tongue because it is nasty. I mean, no, I mean, again, even if you're good, if you got somebody to help you, but bottom line, you want to kind of spray it down the back of your throat so it doesn't touch your tongue. I mean, you're going to get a little bit of that taste, but if you got a peppermint or something, a Jolly Rancher or something, pop that in your mouth right afterwards. It really, really does help. But she took a dipper full twice a day. Within 4 days, she was up on her feet.
Mm.
Okay, it got her up and moving around to the point to where she took it religiously. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
she was fighting this COPD stuff off, and I think it actually helped prolong her life a little bit longer. So again, don't I mean, I can't tell people what to do, but you want to do whatever within your boundaries. I mean, again, like I said, I'm the most unhealthy eating person I know, but at least I am still making little changes here, little changes there, do some sort of a supplement like I like the Golden Seal stuff. I mean, if you got a good multi-purpose vitamin or something where you can get some of that other good stuff in you, man, go for it. If you can mix some of this stuff in your food, like say, drink some ginger tea or whatever, all these various kind of things, they do help, It's just not for me. I don't drink tea, and maybe I can put ginger in something else. I don't know. I had to look into that. But again, whatever helps you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
go for it,
I
Carol.
get you. For me, I'm a mixed bag. I uh I like my fries occasionally. I like, my healthy. You know, I just basically eat whatever it is that I want. Um, I used to have a running joke with my friends and family to where I said, if a doctor ever tells me I need to go on a diet, I'm changing doctors because I don't think that anyone should be able to tell me what to eat. That's a pleasure for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm 5 foot, 130 pounds. So I'm okay for 60 years old. But I know that there are health ailments that run in my family, diabetes. Now, I'm not a huge sweet lover. I've noticed that as I've gotten older now, my appetite has changed. I used to eat a big bag of chips every day. I love chips and would have candy along with it. Now everything is shrinkage. It's so much smaller. But I might eat one bag of chips in 2 weeks. You know, it's not an everyday thing anymore. I don't even eat chocolate like that every day. I mean, I used to have something chocolate every day. Now I'll get up, I'll drink some coffee in the morning, and most of the time it's instant. I'm not gonna make one big old whole pot, and I don't have a Keurig where I can make one cup at a time. So I'll do an instant cup of coffee, black. I don't need no sugar or cream. I just like my coffee like that, and I do a lot of water. I'm not a huge juice lover. I'll do cranberry and V8, the vegetable juice. I've never been a huge soda drinker. Occasionally, I'll drink some when I go out. Alcohol used to be my love, but I no longer drink alcohol. But it's just certain things, and I love water. I go through 6 cases a month, and I get them from Sam, so it's 45 in each one of those cases. I drink water. And those are just my beverages, and I try to incorporate exercise. I try to do some vitamins, but I do my vitamins according to my blood test. I go see my doctor regularly, my PCP. When it's time to go, I go. And when I get my blood work, it'll tell me what I'm lacking. And that I only take. If I'm lacking magnesium, I take magnesium. I'm not going to take a whole multivitamin for stuff that I don't need. Uh, but I allow the blood test to kind of help me do that. But I shop at Sprouts. I get fresh vegetables and fruits, and I'm not a big, huge fruit lover. I even had at one time one of those little health masters where you mix your fruit and your vegetables together. It came out green, but it tasted sweet. I'd put in broccoli and spinach and kale, and then I'd throw a banana, orange, and an apple in there and blend it all together and drink it. It it was good, but I don't need to drink stuff like that. My body will let me know when I feel bad, and regardless, I'm just not a huge sugar lover. Uh, but I will eat something sweet occasionally. So I'm gonna just eat whatever it is I want to, and allow my doctor and my body to tell me when I need to change it up. But
Right.
for others, it's whatever works for you. I do exercise. I used to be a huge runner, but I no longer can run unless treadmill and outside are two different things. So no, I'll just run in place at home. I jump rope, and just do, the old jumping jacks and stuff like that to just kind of keep my heart going, and do the stepper. I add weights. I got a weight bench. It's got 200 pounds worth of weights, but I only lift maybe 150, y'all. That's as much as I can do.
Well, I mean, that's not bad for, not trying to be funny for a female,
Right.
But anyway, Tisha says she's always got peppermint in her purse. And
Mm-mm.
Paul says, get with the chakra. I mean, I'm sorry, you're probably using dictation, Paul, but I swear I can't understand what you're trying to
Is it
say.
the turmeric?
I'm not sure. I didn't say that. But
Okay.
anyway, again, you got to do what works for you. I mean, juicing, which is basically what you're talking about, where you
Right. Right.
smoothies, different things like that. They could be considered health drinks, stuff like that. Now, me, because I don't eat fruits and vegetables, I actually buy from time to time these what they call superfood drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and I get one that's super reds, another one super greens. So I can drink those. Again, I can, I have a shot of this, I think 8 ounces or whatever is a proper serving for it,
Right, right.
so I might, maybe do the fruit in the morning and then do the reds in the morning and then do the greens in the evening, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, just trying to, I, I know I can't eat it. For whatever reason, people say I'm no, something wrong with your mind. No, I believe me. If you could come to my house and see my reaction, the gag reflexes and stuff, no, I just can't do it. So again, I'd rather drink something like that, something I can stomach, because I know my body probably still needs that nourishment.
Right,
I just had
right.
to find a way to give it that nourishment without eating that stuff.
And
Plus,
sometimes it's the texture, Ed. I mean, a lot of people, the consistency and the texture. Some people like the mushiness of the banana or sometimes it's just the way the food tastes. So
for me,
drinking
it's
it, if you can
mostly,
find it, do it.
well, I say for me, it's texture and taste. Because either
Gotcha.
one will trigger
Gotcha.
me.
Right, right.
So I mean, again, it is what it is. You're gonna do what you need to do. I mean, again, smoothies and stuff like that, drinking, making these drinks and stuff. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, if it's all chopped up and stuff like that, well, okay, I can deal with that. Because now I don't have the texture, I don't have the taste. It's
Well,
great. I
people
can
say,
remember when I had my accident and lost my vision. Right, my
mm,
face was I had broke my entire face, so my jaw was all wired up and all that stuff. So everything I had to eat came through a straw. Right,
wow.
and my wife loved not the fact that I was hurt, right?
Right,
But
right.
when it came to cooking for me,
Mm-hmm.
she just take everything. She's, oh baby, I'll put enough vegetables in your butt during those 3-4 months that what I'm saying. You might have enough in you to last you a lifetime. Because
Because you
also
didn't
with
have a
the
choice.
right. Plus also, due to the accident and stuff like that and all the surgery and stuff, I had no taste buds at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
wow.
I mean, to me, everything I ate, regardless, it tastes like chili. So
Chili.
yep, it tastes like chili.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
serious. So, but again, all of my meals came through, a straw, and then I would do, the inshore and stuff like that, which really ain't nothing but liquid protein.
Right,
You
right.
know, but even at that, I lost a lot of weight. During that period of time, but again, you got to do what works for you, man. I mean, if you're trying to stay here and trying to, prolong your life as long as possible, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You might have to make some adjustments to your diet and to your health. I mean, no, I mean, again, I'm same way, Cheryl. I mean, Carol, I go to the doctor on a regular basis. My primary care, I see her at least 2-3 times a year.
Me too.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever she, when I come in, she'll run a battery of tests or whatever, and then she'll come back and say, okay, well, I need you to go see this specialist. I need you to go see that specialist.
Right.
Not that there's anything we need to be alarmed about. I'm just trying to keep tabs on everything. Your numbers are a little bit this way, a little bit that way, whatever. Nothing drastic, right?
Yeah.
But bottom line, we just want to monitor and maintain everything so we know what could be potentially coming down the line, get ahead of it before it,
Mm-hmm.
just slams you and then you're stuck, you're done. Things
It's
get
like,
into a spot where, sometimes it's too late.
you're right. I mean, I've been going with to mine, she's been with me 15 years. And, just over that time, I've noticed, like, I used to be a huge, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, I don't eat breakfast anymore, but I used to. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll do breakfast for dinner, and it's got to be some crispy bacon, eggs, hash browns. I don't need no pancakes or waffles. Give me a biscuit. I'm good
Uh,
with that,
uh,
but I don't eat like that all the time. So it's like whatever it is that I want to eat, Now, once I do my coffee in the morning, I might do a light lunch. It might be a sandwich and soup, or it could be a salad, with some chicken or whatever. But if it's something else that I want, enchiladas, beans, rice, I'll do that. It's just whatever it is that I want.
Well, I'll eat breakfast every day as long as I don't have to cook it. But anyway.
Well, I cook most of my meals, but I can do a dash them into me too now.
All right. So anyway, we're done with this segment as well. So we're going to jump into a couple more promos, and we'll get into our last article. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be blind? Ever wanted to ask questions but held back, afraid of offending? Blind United invites you to replace that fear with fun, learning and connection at our 4th annual walk. A mile in my shoes challenge. Join us Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Wayfinder Family Services, 50 Angeles, Vista Boulevard, Los Angeles. Experience everyday tax blindfolded, like pouring a cup of water. Try assistive technology like screen reader computers and iPhones. Get a hands-on braille lesson and discover how independence is built every day. Smile, laugh, and learn alongside the blind community. No pressure, just pleasure. Help us build bridges, close gaps, and make connections. Walk a mile in my shoes and see the world in a whole new way.
All right. So for those, again, that are here in Southern California, I wish I could do this nationwide. I really do. But for those that are here in Southern California, again, and you're on our email list, you have access to the form to register right now. You can do that. And again, we are limited. The venue is put a limit on us of 200 people. So only the first 200 people that register are going to be able to participate. And if you're from the blind, visually impaired community, the whole purpose behind this is for you to bring your family and friends, for them to understand what it is that we go through on a daily basis, right? To understand how we have to do things blindfolded, because we're going to put a sleep shade on them. We got challenges set up for them, like I said, ILS and computers and iPhones and braille and all this other kind of stuff, right? As well as what we call O&M, orientation and mobility. That means using your cane and learning how to navigate with your cane, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of those are part of the challenges, and the best way for people to understand is to live it. Luckily at the end of the day, or at the end of each challenge, they get to take them sleep shades off and see the world around them again. We can't do that. We're here.
Right.
We're stuck. You know what I'm saying? This is the way we live our life. So again, we're just trying to create a bridge that gap to where people understand and more aware of how we have to live our life and so on and so forth. So again, please come sign up. You know, be a part of what we're doing, and educate your family. I'm doing everything I can to invite as many legislators from Southern California as I can to come out, hopefully get them to take this challenge so that they can understand. So when we come to them and say we need these certain things built into our communities, they now understand that. So, and that brings us to our last article, which is about advocating. That's what we're doing here. We're advocating for what we need. We're advocating to show people, how we have to live our life and all that kind of good stuff, creating that awareness. So, again, all this stuff is important. So, anyway, check this out because advocating is, it's not, just a focused thing. It's a spectrum of things that you can do. There's a spectrum of things that you can advocate for. So, whether it's, advocating for the blind community or something else, which you'll hear in this article, hey, man, do your best to advocate and try to make life better for somebody else. We'll be right back with you after this.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this third article. This week, global headlines are steeped in advocacy, resilience, and the urgent call for justice. From protecting health workers in conflict zones to safeguarding our planet's biodiversity, the world is speaking up, and it's time we listen in. The United Nations recently released a report condemning attacks on health workers in war-torn regions. These frontline heroes are risking their lives to provide care, yet they're increasingly targeted in violent conflicts. For the blind and visually impaired community, this raises important questions about access to care, safety in emergencies, and the role of advocacy in protecting those who serve. Meanwhile, climate action is heating up literally. Rising global temperatures are putting outdoor workers at risk of heat stress, especially in regions with limited protections. The UN is urging governments to implement safety measures, including hydration stations, shaded rest areas, and adjusted work hours. For Blind United crew members who work outdoors or support those who do, this is a reminder that climate justice is also labor justice. In a more hopeful turn, momentum is building around a new marine biodiversity treaty aimed at protecting ocean ecosystems beyond national borders. This treaty could help preserve endangered species, regulate deep-sea mining, and promote sustainable fishing practices. For blind and visually impaired advocates, this is a chance to engage in environmental activism through accessible education, community organizing, and inclusive policy discussions. And just days ago, the world marked the International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its abolition. This solemn observance calls on all of us to confront historical injustices and work toward a future free from exploitation. Whether through storytelling, education, or grassroots action, the Blind United crew has a powerful voice in the movement for equity and dignity. Advocacy isn't just about speaking up, it's about showing up. It's about making space for every voice, every experience, and every perspective. Whether you're raising awareness, supporting a cause, or simply learning something new, you're part of the change. So, Blind United crew, what causes are close to your heart? How do you engage in advocacy, big or small? Let's keep the conversation going. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, again, whatever is near and dear to your heart, like the article says, whether it's, advocating for the blind, advocating for your furry little friends, and, again, health workers over here trying to help out in these war-torn areas. Again, they need protection. They over there trying to do a good thing and save lives. They need protection. So we need to advocate for all that kind of stuff. We need to advocate for some of this stuff that's going around the world. You know what I'm saying? And try to stop some of this, inhumane destruction and stuff that's going on. So, but anyway, Paul says we all need to see the doctor. Tisha says she don't eat pancakes and waffles. She likes waffles. I'm sorry, she likes water. She all it. So bottom line, again, thank y'all for the comments. I'm
Sound
doing
like she likes some of the stuff I do. All right.
yeah. I mean, and I'm sorry if I'm not getting your actual comment right, but I'm navigating this whole thing by myself today. So
You
I think
doing it too, my brother. My brother, you doing it.
so. But again, I mean, advocating, start with yourself, right? Advocate
Yes.
for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whether, it's I mean, believe it or not, even for a sighted person, you live in a place and you paying rent every month. When you go and tell them I need to get this fixed, and you sit back and you wait. Okay, well, if they don't fix it, well, what do you got to do? You got to get louder, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
actually a form of advocacy as well. I mean, when you go to your doctors and stuff like that, advocate. Oh man, don't be. Hold on, give me that in some terms I can understand. Because you speaking all these medical terms, I don't understand that. That's advocating. You know, all of these various things. Within our community, we got a lot of different things to advocate for. Transportation, accessibility to so many different, at levels of accessibility. Like I said, whether it's a talking signals or again, it's just so many different things that you can advocate for, and advocacy
Mm-hmm.
is part of what we should be doing. I mean, believe it or not, even protesting is advocating. Okay, I mean, again, you got people out here protesting in California, about ICE, well, all over the country, about ICE and some of this crazy stuff they're doing. They're advocating for them people that ICE is hunting down, you know, all of these various kind of things. I mean, there's just so much you can do. Whether it's the environment, okay, I'm not gonna call you a tree hugger. You can, man, advocate. A lot of people used to call them that back in the day, right?
Right.
But now, look at what's happening. Global warming and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they're deforesting the rainforest and stuff. People don't realize that a lot of our oxygen comes out of that rainforest because it's so dense and green. All of those trees and stuff that they cutting down to build homes and stuff and sell on the global market. The wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them trees used to provide oxygen for us to breathe. What happens if we ain't got no trees? We're gonna run out of air.
Yeah. Don't run out of there.
So again, advocate in a way. Okay, like I say, okay, alternative products, like we what we was doing last Friday, where we talking about products that are made of, alternative materials, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
don't need to cut down so many trees. Again, some of these things that we do, we're stuck because that's the way we've always done it, like trees, and lumber, stuff like that. But again, in today's world, there's so many alternative materials that we can use to where we don't need to do that no more. I mean, who really needs paper anymore, right? I mean, so much stuff is digital now, but again, there was a big thing before everything was digital, we got to quit, with the trees. I mean, how did we start with plastic bags at the supermarket? Okay, it was because people were advocating for the trees and they didn't want paper bags, all of this kind of stuff. Why? Because they knew that was tearing down a tree, cutting down a tree to get that paper and so on and so forth. So, there's so many different ways of advocating. So find something that's, you passionate about, and man, just get out there and advocate for it. Okay. So anyway, what you got, Kel?
I'm an advocate of me, and it is a lot of things that I do advocate for over here in my neighborhood. Sometimes just to make the pavement a whole lot smoother, advocate for the school, places for voting, um, just the rights of the community, of the elderly over here, you know, um, a lot of different things I try to participate in. Uh, but more than anything, just advocating basically for myself. I'm not normally a nasty individual that you just can't approach, but don't push me if it's something that, I've already tried to discuss with you, and it doesn't seem like I'm getting any results. I'm in your face person. I don't too much like to do too much on the phone. If I'm already there, I want to make sure I take care of it right here in person. Because sometimes I might not always speak with the person that I face. And for me, just trying to make sure that my needs are met, not being visual, and that my voice is heard. I don't have to yell or, use some inappropriate type of language to get my point across. It's just certain things that I want to make sure that I get done just like everyone else does, and try to make the process as smooth as possible. I use a lot of humor. It might be dry, but that sometimes breaks the ice. And I know they're there to do their job. They're trying to get through their day, and I'm here to see the doctor or whatever it is, and I'm trying to get back home or wherever it is I need to go. So I try to make things as comfortable for us both so that we can just get through this process, and I can do my thing and they can do theirs. So, advocating just for me is something needed. Now, I I don't I don't know if I'm gonna, try to continuously fight for something I don't believe in, but I can agree to disagree with some of the things that people may want to advocate for. I'm a person that's empathetic, and I'll listen and, try to hear whatever side it is that they have, but I might not always just be that person that's going to agree, not to have confrontation about whatever it is we don't like about it, but I respect them and I hope that they respect me, you know.
Well, no, I mean, I get that. I mean, again, within our community, I mean, I will say, you may want something, as I've used an example, like, let's just say you want these audible signals. I'm gonna advocate for you because, I might want something else. I might want some tactile strips in the crosswalks. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So again, I'm gonna advocate for you, just like, yeah, I would hope that you would advocate for me. But
Yes,
I mean, again, I'm not going to advocate for anything I don't believe in. I mean, again,
right.
because the advocacy goes both ways. Where I'm talking about, advocate to stop cutting down the rainforest down out in the Amazon, right?
Hmm.
Some people might be advocating for the fact that we need that wood. Some
True, true.
whatever. So advocacy can go both ways. And again, I'm not going to advocate for something I don't believe in either. So
Right, right.
but again, we gotta do our part. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we
I
all have
agree
to
with
be here on
that.
this planet together. You know what I'm saying? And we all got to find a way to coexist. You
Now,
know,
nothing irritates me more is and maybe that's something I need to work on, are people who complain about this, that, or the other, but don't do anything to make any changes. If you're voicing it to me, why not voice it to the people that it matters to? Uh, that's just the way I look at it. I'll listen, don't get me wrong, but don't keep complaining about something if you're not willing to make changes
and that's
about
what
what
I
you're
tell them.
complaining about.
That's exactly what I tell them, Carol. When you start complaining about this, okay, well, what are you doing about it?
What are you doing about it? Mm-hmm.
I mean, if
Because
you
I'm a
ain't gonna do
person of
nothing about it,
action,
I don't want to hear it. You know,
I don't want to hear it.
now,
You're wasting my time.
now, depending on what you advocating for, I might jump on the wagon for you. But bottom line, make that first step, and then
Make
I'm
it.
right there with you. I got you. You
Make
know,
that
but
move.
but if you just gonna sit there and complain, okay, well, hey, you can spend the rest of your life complaining about whatever. You
Right?
complain about
That
everything.
squeaky wheel definitely ain't going to get old if you ain't going to do nothing about it.
Oh well, you didn't. How can I say this? The folks that deliver the meals. Oh well, they don't give me enough food to get full. Okay, well,
But
you
are you
didn't.
hungry?
Are you hungry? Did you get to
Yeah.
eat? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Okay, I mean, come on now, think about it. Let's advocate for these prices that keep going up. You know
That
what I'm
keep going
saying?
up.
Let's advocate, try to get some of these costs down. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go here. Let's advocate for some of these folks that have been run home. They talking about over 1 million immigrants have self-deported.
What?
Okay,
Wow.
simply because they don't want to take the chance of getting caught up,
Getting
right?
caught.
But again,
Inciting
whether
fear.
whether certain people want to agree with it or not, we need folks to work them fields. We need folks to do them heavy labor jobs that Americans are just,
They
again,
don't want to do.
too lazy to do anymore.
Uh,
Oh no, I ain't doing all that.
I ain't gonna do that. Now I need a job, but I ain't gonna do that.
I mean, come on now. I mean, some money beats no money. I mean, I'm sorry.
I believe it. It'd be the blank every day.
I mean, again, just because you want $30 an hour, if somebody offer you a job for 15, you gonna turn it down?
No, I ain't.
No, I'm gonna take that $15 an hour job until I can
And work
find
to
that
that 30.
$30
That's
job.
right. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? It's just something to hold me over until I get to where I want to be. And where I want to be right now is at the end of this program. And that's where we at. So anyway, we're going to cut this one off. We're beyond our time here. So as I said early on, please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all that good stuff. It really, really, really does help. I mean, I appreciate Tisha and Paul and everybody that's commented in the comments and may comment later on. I appreciate that as well.
Thank
Every
y'all.
view that we get, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It helps with the algorithm. It helps even more when you do those simple steps that I asked for. Again, and I'm not gonna, uh, I'm not gonna shy away from it anymore. If you can, if you got it, and you can help out, Blind United could use whatever monetary help you can give us. I mean, $5, $50, 5 million, whatever. It's all good. We could use it. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to help us continue our mission to make life more accessible and to our community, provide the services that we provide here, all the free training and stuff. I refuse to go to a paywall to where now I got to charge people to come to these interest groups. I mean, there's some people out there that can afford it, but there's more people out there that can't,
That's
you
right.
know, and I'm trying to make sure that we're servicing the people that can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not turning anybody away that can, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm trying to make sure that the people they can't afford it, they still get what they need.
And if
You
you
know,
if you don't want to donate money, purchase a T-shirt. They are nice, y'all. Purchase a T-shirt and then just help continue the platforms so that you can get everything that you need to make your life better.
Yeah. So anyway, again, we are at the end of this one, and I appreciate y'all. So y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday. Maybe get lucky and have a couple tacos on Taco Tuesday. And if not, hey, we'll see you back here on Wednesday morning. Everybody have a